Next up, we will have the leader of Friends of Francis to be here on stage.
Yes, Evie, someone who believes that helping the unfortunate people is important action that human can do, with this topic called potential of a second chances. Let's give warm welcome for our speaker,
Josh Warren.
Warren.
Life is unfair. Raise your hand if any of you agree with me or have had moments where these words were ever in your mind. I see a lot of hands. So obviously this means that this is something that's relatable here, unfortunately. When you get passed over on a promotion you knew you deserved, for example. Or when it was a competition you had given your everything but still came up short. Or maybe an even more general and kind of out of our control example, being born rich and being born poor. Obviously, they're both very different lives. But it's from these things which causes moments where giving up seems better than to just keep on trying. However, instead of giving up, you can actually turn it into like making a comeback, where you rise from the lowest points in your life and achieve your meaning of greatness. It could be a better job, or even as far as achieving all of our goals. All in all, everything starts with wanting to self-improve. Now, I once read an article that was titled, "The Stunning Transformation of Robert Downey Jr." I read about how he was in his lowest point in life, spending time in and out of jail, fighting an addiction, and cycling through a system for many years. But I also read about how a change of mindset was what caused him to be stable. Eventually got a chance to recover his career, leading to his successful transformation of becoming Iron Man. Now, I know life is unfair. You know life is unfair. And, well, when you see it as a bigger picture, you and me, we have different experiences, right? And probably some of us have different perspectives too. And we also definitely have different chances. What chances? Chances that we use to improve, to grow, so we can face whatever life throws at us. And all of that, everything, is because our lives were different. And the reason why we're as strong as we are as now is because our life was unfair. Now, the life of Robert Downey Jr. can be said to have many arcs, or storylines that are a part of real life. In the article that I had read before, that would have been his redemption arc. The part in the story of his life where he redeems all his mistakes and wrongdoings and eventually betters himself. Or maybe another character that may be well known for his short redemption arc, Darth Vader. Anyone here knows who Darth Vader is? Please raise your hand. Okay, all right. So Darth Vader is quite familiar here, right? Well, Darth Vader's redemption arc revolves around the act of him saving his son from another villain called the Emperor, sacrificing his life. Not bad, right? He notices the errors of his ways and does a redemption act. And as you can see from these two characters, even though one of them is fictional, Robert Downey Jr. and Darth Vader, even they have similarities. One of them being that they were both given a chance to redeem themselves. And for those of you who just raised their hands just now, who know how evil Darth Vader was, destroying planets, killing innocent people, even he wasn't an exception to these chances. So in a way, everyone deserves a redemption chance to better themselves starting from inside their hearts. Now, we all know that everyone here, and including adults, have probably had one of those moments where a bad decision is made now and then, leading to causing a chain reaction, leading to further and definitely harsher consequences. However, young adults like myself are actually more prone to these reactions than adults, especially when there isn't a good adult role model in their lives. Since, in fact, you can say that this is the moment in their life where life is unfair actually applies. Since the absence of a role model can be very damaging, and it causes these young adults to have no clear direction in life, leading to involvement in crimes or worse. However, just like Darth Vader, Robert Downey Jr., and everyone else here, these young adults are still good at heart. It's just the unfortunate circumstances which caused them to have different approaches in life. And just as in Star Wars, where Padme told Obi-Wan, there's good in him, there's good in them too. Hence, to be the slightest light for those fighting in the dark, here comes Friends of Francis. Friends of Francis is one of the many running organizations in Francis School. The reason as to why I mentioned Friends of Francis is because of one of the past programs initiated by them, where it included an interaction between students and juvenile prison kids, where they get to hang out, get to know each other, and share each other's experiences. I, as the PIC of Friends of Francis, got to be a part of this program, and it was quite the experience. In fact, you can say that we saw both sides of the same coin and the different perspectives from each other, but we also provided them a view of what a second chance could be like. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have just one more question to ask all of you. Have any of you ever wanted a second chance? For anything, like an audition that you knew you could do better with that chance. Please, in the beginning, raise your hand if any of you can relate to this. You wanted a second chance because there were uncontrollable circumstances that caused you to underperform. Or maybe you wanted a second chance because you were in a great position in life, but just because of one small mistake, everything went down. And you start to wonder if time travel is possible, just to fix that carelessness. However, just like time travel, most of the time when we ask for a second chance, what we get is rejection. And then comes regret. However, even after all of that, somehow we could still move on. You know why we could? Because we knew we could. We knew that there were more auditions for us. We knew that our performance would get better from learning all of our mistakes, and that there were probably better places for us to perform. However, even after thinking all of that, even after moving on, we still can't help but wonder what would happen if we didn't make that mistake. Or what if we were given that second chance so we didn't have to feel the regret, maybe up until the present? Or maybe even after spending all of our time improving ourselves, learning from every single mistake we've ever made, there were never any second chances found. There were no new auditions, no better places, nothing for us to perform. Nothing. Heartbreaking, isn't it? The possibility of never coming back just because people didn't want to grant it. So, concluding this speech, second chances are obviously very important for all of our growth, and it can alter anyone else's future. So in any case a second chance can be given, think it through, the possibility of second chances. My name is Josh Warren, and thank you for listening.